Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. In this video, I'm going to discuss what is a Power Automate and how we can start with the Power Automate. So obviously it is used for the automation purpose, but what kind of automations we can do using the Power Automate? So this is a Microsoft Power Platform tool that can be used to automate the repetitive task. So Power Automate was known as a Microsoft Flow, but now they have changed the name to Power Automate from Microsoft Flow. It is a cloud based. Obviously, it is fine that it is a cloud based, but it's not like that we don't have it on the local. Yes, we can have on the local also, but mostly this is used for the cloud-based services that allows users to create automated workflow between the various apps and services. So whatever the applications you are going to create, so those applications you can use the Power Automate in that applications to automate the several things based on the conditions or happening of any specific event. So it's part of Microsoft Power Platform, that is fine, which is also including the Power BI, Power Apps, Power Pages, Copilot Studio, right? So everything can be used together, not at only one tool can do for you. So all these Power Apps you need to use, and inside a Power App you can use the Power Automate to uh, do a automation of your manual task, that you can define the event or define the conditions, and based on that the Power Automate will do the task, specific task for you. So like sending email or addition of items to the SharePoints or any other data sources. Power Automate empowers the users to automate their daily task efficiently. It will help to save the time and reducing the risk of errors. Obviously, why we are doing automation? Because we need to reduce the human errors. We need to save the time. See, if someone works manually, that will take more time. If program works for you to perform something, that will be a much faster than the manual task. And obviously, if the program is defined in a specific order, so execution will happen in the same order. So there is less chance of happening the error, getting the issues in your process. So what it can do for us? So obviously, Power Automate automates the repetitive task. You can integrate the Power Automate with the other Microsoft products. It could be a Azure, it could be a Dataverse, it could be a online Excel, it could be a OneDrive, it could be the any other type of, meaning the Fabric components also. So it works well with all the Microsoft products. Workflow creation, you can define the business process flows also, and you can define the triggers and actions. So based on that, meaning if some kind of event is triggered, then what action should happen? So if you define that, it will work accordingly. There are already prepared templates that you can use. Ready-made templates are available if you want to save the files from email to your OneDrive. That is also possible. So one template you will find, and you can simply define the connections, give the credentials, and then it will start working as per the triggers and actions, whatever you define. Custom workflows you can create. Even it allows to monitor and analyze the flows. So if it get failed, so you can do why this get failed, kind of analysis, or how much time it takes to complete the action. So like this. Then there are two types of process automation. One is cloud based. We saw the Power Automate is used for the cloud purpose, but it's not like that. As I said, we can use that Power Automate desktop tool to automate your desktop flows. But now the question is when to use cloud flows, when to use desktop flows. So there are two types of automations available in Power Automate. First one is API based. Wherever the API is available, cloud flows are used. Wherever the APIs are not available, desktop flows used. Meaning where the your organization, let's say it uses the old application that do not support the APIs. You can do the automation for that application also using the Power Automate. And if your modern systems with the APIs, you can directly give the triggers and actions through the APIs only. So DPA stands for Digital Process Automation. This is called cloud-based DPA. So in Power Automate, almost more than, or we can say over the 380 applications that are based on the API connectors, AI based connectors, we can say, already provided to make the connections and use the that applications in the flows. Even software engineers can create new and customers, meaning custom connectors to any application that has an API available. So this is for the uh, cloud applications where the APIs are possible. So using APIs, what we does is we access the data programmatically and functionally. Functionality of that application is also accessible from the Power Automate, but that should be supported by the API. So if we take an example of Power BI platform, so that supports the API, whatever the task, meaning refresh you can perform through the program. So backend program will trigger the API, and then as per the API, that will start the refresh. So that we can, that kind of automation we can do. So wherever it is possible. API declares a set of rules for the request, and programmers use the API to interact with the applications. So if you want to get the list of workspaces, if you want to get the list of reports or data sets from a workspaces, so that is possible using the API. If you don't know how API works, just try the Power BI APIs on the browser, so you will be able to understood. You will send a request to do something, and that will do for you through the program. Without writing any code, you can use connector to access the data and use a wide variety of application functionality in your automation. So this is also part of Power Automate. Okay, for example, you can use the connectors for the SharePoint and your email program to automate the process of adding new item to SharePoint list when you receive an email that has a specific subject line. Right. So meaning if you are receiving an email with the specific subject line, so you can add the item to the SharePoint list. So this is about the cloud flow. There are many examples we will discuss one by one in this series, but at this moment we can simply say the we can simply discuss about the email and SharePoint, or sending an email notification to the multiple people. So these small examples we will discuss, but yes, at the time of development we will do a lot of complex automation. Then there is something called, the way we have a DPA, this is cloud based, we have a RPA, robotic process automation. So this is desktop based automation. So next, a question, meaning say if see, we understood that cloud flows works with the APIs, but what if we don't have the API, that doesn't have the API for the connector? And if you can't create a custom connector because app doesn't have an API, in that case you can use the robotic process automation. That is nothing but, instead of giving the instructions using the API, here you will record the activity of mouse, and that mouse movement or keyboard entries is recorded by the Power Automate desktop, and same thing will be performed when you trigger the flow for the next instance. So here we can say that the digital process automation provides the API connector, so you can tell the application what to do, but with the RPA, you show it what to do. So this is the difference between DPA and RPA. In DPA, we provide the instructions using the API to application what to do, but in RPA, we show the application, meaning we show the applications to how it to do or what to do for. Then whatever the way we have a Excel macros, okay, while we record the macro while performing any specific actions, and then if we run the macro again, the same action will be performed. So same kind of desktop based robotic process automation works, right? So types of flow, if you ask me, there are basically three types of flows: cloud flows, desktop flows, and business process flows. So you can create a cloud flow when you want your automation to be triggered either automatically or instantly or scheduled, right? So meaning we can say there is something called automated cloud flow, instant cloud flow, and scheduled cloud flow. So three types of cloud flows are there. Then there is something called desktop flow. This is nothing but robotic process automation where the APIs is not possible. We use the RPA. Process flow, meaning business process flow. So this is used to guide the users through the defined business process in a step-by-step manner. Meaning if you are used, okay, in case if you're used any specific application, or I would like to show you something that is the application of business process flow. So if we track any order from the courier tracking site. So let me go here, right? And if I type this, then like this, okay, and enter the captcha, that 4 yes 3 yes VZ, okay, and just say track. So this is your business process flow. So when the data is uploaded in the system, when the parcel is picked, when it is accepted at what location, from where to where it is transmitted, and whether the status, meaning any order status. This is just the example of DDDC, but if you pick the example of a Flipkart tracking, so this is again the example of meaning what stage it is going through. That is nothing but business process flow, right? So how you can start with the Power Automate? Just open the yeah, so you can say make.powerautomate.com. So this is the a site where you can define the cloud flows. RPS we will see later once we done with the cloud flows. And here you can simply go to the create flows and you can start building the flows. So these are the types of flows you can see here. Right, so automated instant scheduled flow, as we discussed, and that is these are the templates which are already made available for you. So save a message to OneNote, schedule a reply, or forward email. So out of Office is nothing but kind of one type of automation that if you are not available in Office, you said that you will be on leave for this specific period, and then you will reply upon your return. So these things are happening automatically when you receive an email, when you receive an message on the Teams. How this is happening? So this is an example of, I can say, the cloud flows. This is an example of cloud flows, right? So we will see how we can start and create the flows in our subsequent videos. So till the time, I would like to say thank you for watching the video. Have a nice day. I hope you understood what is a Power Automate, what are the different types of flows are there, and how we can start creating a flow. So we will create a flow in our next video to perform the cloud automation. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day.